Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today I'm going to be going over the best attacks for Builder Hall 2 and 3. Basically, for anyone that has 2 army camps, these are the best attack strategies to get 3 stars and a very high percentage 2 stars. So kicking it off with the first replay, this is going to be a giant plus minions attack. Basically, all you have to do is you want to drop at least one giant right next to the archer tower, and then follow up with one minion to check for air bombs, and then drop the rest of your minions to take out that archer tower. After that archer tower is done, it is just pretty much the minions picking off other buildings and cleaning up, since there are no other air targeting defenses at that level. So that's pretty generic. That works for literally every single base. It's an easy 3-star every time. The time you don't want to start doing that is once you start building the Tesla or they have a firecracker. Those are the times you may need to resort to a different type of attack. But until that happens, this is a super reliable 3-star. Works almost every single time, usually as long as they don't have double air bombs, which typically people don't. So the next attack is going to be the same thing. This time they do have a firecracker as well. So all you have to do is drop down your giant. One gets flinged inside the base, but that's okay. You still have the other one to tank outside. Once that firecracker goes down, you're going to drop the minions, and then they're going to work their way towards that archer tower while that giant tanks for them. And like I said, it works the same for every single base where the archer tower is towards the outside and you can get the minions towards it. Or if you can take it out right away with a giant, that is even better. But if it is an open base like that, then there is a better attack strategy to actually use for that, which I will get into a little later. And for the most part, it's a pretty slow attack because the minions take a while to clean up the buildings, but you have plenty of time in 3 minutes, especially at such a low builder hall level where there aren't many buildings. So a really reliable 3-star. And then the next attack is showcasing this yet again. So this time I'm going to drop the giants on the outside, taking out that firecracker again. And then I'm going to drop the minions on the inside to take out that archer tower. I could have dropped them on the outside as well. However, it doesn't really make too much of a difference considering I have 2 giants, 2 tanks. So like I said, this is one of my favorite attack strategies for between Builder Hall 2 and Builder Hall 3 when I only had 2 army camps. So a really, really reliable 3-star attack method. And then moving on next is the giant archer attack. So this one's really good when they have enclosed defenses that aren't 2 tiles away from the walls. So like you can see here, there is a double cannon surrounded by walls. However, the archers are able to shoot inside that compartment. So what you want to do is you want to drop down the archers first, sometimes checking for bombs, and then while their cloak is active, right when it's about to deplete, that's when you drop the giants to tank for the rest of the troops. And then the archers are just going to go ahead and clean up the buildings while the giants go in and tank for the archers and take out the rest of the defenses. So another pretty easy 3-star. The next attack strategy is by far my favorite and probably the easiest to do, and that is the mass giant. So the mass giants are good for any base that only has one compartment where the giants don't have to break through any walls. Usually it'll work too regardless of spring traps. However, if possible, you want to avoid bases where you know there's going to be a spring trap there. So this one I was able to place my giants inside the base, and even if just one giant survives, he'll still be able to clean up the rest of the base, and pretty straightforward attack. You can drop all your giants in the same spot, or you can spread them out. Usually it won't matter, but it will be a very easy 3-star. So yet again, another base where there are no compartments. You just drop the giants on the outside anywhere pretty much, and then they'll work their way towards all the defenses. They also have that massive attack for their first attack, so it's good to take care of the big defenses first using that. And then another attack with all giants. This is probably the most reliable attack strategy for Builder Hall 2 and 3 with only 2 army camps, but it is even effective with 3. So pretty much the same principle, basically just spamming down the giants, trying to avoid as many spring traps as you can, and other than that, it's pretty much a free win. This next attack is going to be mass archers. Mass archers are great for when you can pick off defenses right outside the wall. So right here you can see the archers, the first attack that they're going to be dishing out is on top of the defenses. So you could pretty much take those out before the defenses can even shoot back at you. So that is a great time to go mass archers. And I'll also show you later on that is great for getting high percentage 2-stars. And then so mass archers I'll get into more later. But right now, let's take a look at mass minions. This is a much more riskier attack if they have double air bombs, so you have to be really careful for that and make sure you check for those. So you want to drop one minion down first and then try and target either the archer tower or the firecrackers. And then if they have a clean path towards the next air targeting defense, then that is a good time to go with mass minions. Basically, when an archer tower or firecracker is on the outside and then the next air targeting defense is within range. So that's when you want to go mass minions. And then up next is going to be the giant archer, or sorry, the giant minion attack. So this one, like I said, if there's only an archer tower, no firecracker, all you have to do is drop down the giants to tank for the minions, and then you drop the minions in behind to clean up that archer tower. And once that archer tower goes down, it's just easy picking and picking off the rest of the buildings. Even if there is a Tesla, it can still work. However, it may cause some problems and it may just end up being a high percentage 2-star instead. Anyways, those are most of the best attacks for Builder Hall 2 and 3 with 2 army camps. It really depends on which base you're going up against. So part of being a good attacker is being able to recognize which base is weak to what, and then exploiting that by using your troops accordingly. Anyways, I hope that helps you guys out. If it does, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. And as you move on to 3 army camps, things get a little more complicated, bases get a little tougher. So you'll have to adjust accordingly to that too. I may come out with a video on that as well, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.